So I remember being in high school and being told by the teachers that, oh, uni is so hard. But guess what? It's not that hard. Oh, hey girl, hey, congratulations, you're going to university. It's very exciting. I remember when I was starting university, it was very exciting, moving down to a new city, starting my course, learning things and whatnot. I remember searching for videos on YouTube for tips on starting uni in New Zealand. Couldn't really find much. So here it is. So hey, I'm Finlay, nice to meet you. I'm a recent graduate from Victoria University of Wellington, and look at these bad boys. Wow, a degree, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. Wait, there's more. Wow, Bachelor of Science with Honours in Chemistry. Wow, a lot of work for this bit of paper. So, I'm here to give some tips from what I've learned from being at university for 4 years, and hopefully these are going to be helpful to you. It's only a couple more weeks until uni starts, so get excited. Whoa! Look at these big heavy boys. These bad boys, they probably cost like $400 all up together. That's just so much money. So yeah, textbooks are the biggest scam of university. I don't know how they get away with this. They tell you need like 4 textbooks for every single course you do, right? It's going to end up costing people like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I've never needed to use a physical textbook for my whole 4-year degree, okay? It's just so unnecessary. Now these textbooks that I just showed you, they were Lani's. She's very organized, so when the university said that you've got to get a bunch of textbooks, she went out there and she bought them and spent hundreds of dollars on them. And has she ever used them? No, she did not. Luckily, I'm a lot lazier than her, so when they said to get textbooks, I was like, oh, can't be bothered, I'll get around to it eventually. And I just never got around to it because they were never actually needed. So yes, this was just my experience and my courses, I didn't need them. There possibly may be a course where you need textbooks. Right, still, please do not buy textbooks for hundreds of dollars. There is better ways to do this. And the best way to get a textbook, if you really do need a textbook for your course, is through the university library website. Now, did I know this existed before I started uni? No, of course not. How could I have known? So that's why I'm here to tell you. You go on to Google. Yes, you type in your university name, library. You get to the library page, and then you type in the book you want. Maybe you want Chemistry Cubed. That's a very, very popular chemistry book. You type that bad boy in. It comes up. You click on it. You make sure you're signed in and everything. Then you can click on the link, and it will take you to the page where you have the entire textbook for free online, because the university pays for a subscription to a whole bunch of textbooks, a whole bunch of journal articles, and they're all for free if you just use your uni account. So, if you need a textbook, this is the best way to get them. Please do not buy them and waste your money. If you're super old school and you want a physical book, don't know why, I'm sure maybe you could go into the physical library, I think that exists, on campus, and I'm sure they have a bunch of textbooks in the library that you can just get, borrow, is that what you do from a library? I don't know, I haven't been to a library in a long time though. Okay, so what I will say is there actually is one benefit to textbooks, and it is the questions and problems pages. So what lecturers love to do, if they're lazy, is to just go to textbooks and steal questions straight from the questions and problems page. So if you've got a test coming up for a course, go to that section in the textbook, do all the questions that are there, because it is actually quite likely that some of the questions could just be straight stolen from there, and then you already know all the answers. So that is definitely one benefit to having a look at textbooks. Guys, do you like my mug? It's science. So I remember being in high school and being told by the teachers that, oh, uni is so hard. Oh, you're not going to get away with the stuff you do here in uni. Oh, the lecturers, they're so strict, compared to us teachers. And just uni's so hard is what I was told. But guess what? It's not that hard. Okay, yes, I know that everyone's different and everyone's, coming from a different starting place. I understand. But if you're getting merits and excellences in high school, first year uni is not that difficult at all. You'll be completely fine. And it's not going to be a shock. It's going to be just feel like a natural next step Even if you didn't really try in high school though, and you were just scraping by, getting achieves and whatnot, it's still not impossible. It's still not that hard. Like, yes, you're going to have to put in maybe a little bit more effort. Like, the workload will be a little bit more than not doing really anything at all. Yeah, so pretty much the vibe, just first year, it's pretty chill. So don't even worry. So when I was at uni, later on in my degree, I was doing a little bit of like lab demonstration for the chem labs, and also some marking. Especially for first year classes, we're pretty lenient with the marking. If it looks like you've tried and given it your best shot, you're probably going to get good enough grades and you're going to pass. So don't even worry, it is chill. So the biggest step up for me, what I found, was not from school to first year uni, it was actually from first to second year uni. There was also COVID, so I don't know how accurate that is. So I had my first year non-COVID and then the rest was like online stuff. But yes, I noticed the biggest difference between first and second year. And not that it was overly difficult, it was definitely a little bit tricky, but mainly the workload increase. Like, I was just doing so much in second year compared to first year. So pretty much in first year, if you just do the assignments, hand everything in, that's a good tip, because I know a lot of people just don't hand things in. Just hand all the assignments and tests in, go to the lectures, you'll be completely fine. What I will say about going from high school to uni is that they hold your hand a little bit less, and you need to be a bit more self-motivated. You don't have to show up to the lectures and stuff. Probably need to check things online, like due dates and stuff yourself. You're not going to have a teacher there telling you what to do the whole time. But first year, they still really try to hold your hand quite a lot. There's still a lot of help. So I already was quite self-motivated in high school. I don't know why I tried so much in high school. Looking back, I was stressing. I studied so hard for the high school exams. To be honest, maybe even more than I studied in uni. But yes, I was very self-motivated in high school. So I didn't really notice much of a difference going to uni. But if you're not, then yep, you're going to have to do some things by yourself, but it's not that bad. So the next tip is to actually go to your lectures, but not for the reason that you'd think. There was a study that looked at the exam grades of people that did lectures mainly online versus doing lectures in person. And guess what? There wasn't really any difference between the two. But the reason they thought that there was no difference is because people got to choose what to do. So therefore, they chose, obviously, what works best for them. So, clearly, it doesn't matter if you do lectures online versus in person on your exam results, as long as you do what is easiest for you and do what works well for you. But I believe that there are actually some good reasons why you should attend lectures in person. Firstly, if you're going there in person, if there's a fun interactive thing going on, you get to do that, which is actually proven to increase your learning of a subject if you do a fun activity, and you'll miss out on these if you do these online. Some fun interactive things that I got to do when I was at uni. We counted beans. I don't quite remember why, but I remember it being cool. We measured the height of a building by using like a ruler and then like some looking at angles and stuff. Taught me about trigonometry, so that was very fun. So you'll miss out on these things if you do it online. Secondly, lectures are a good idea to go to, because if you only do lectures online, it becomes a lot easier to fall behind. And I know I've definitely experienced this before. We had a very stressful week. There was a bunch of exams and stuff in this week. I can't do it. I've got to be studying all week. I can't go to lectures. I'll just leave them for the weekend and then I'll watch them all online. It got to the weekend and then I had to do some more study and I'm just like, I'll just put them off. I'll just do them later. And then it got to the next week and I couldn't go to the lectures in person because I was like a week behind. So there's like a snowball effect of being behind, because I couldn't attend the lectures in the next week because I was still catching up on the previous week's content. So when the new lectures are happening, I'm watching last week's lectures, and then I can never catch up, and then I can never go to the lectures in person, and it's very stressful. So if you prioritize actually going to the lectures in person, you're never going to end up stressed and behind, and then you'll be able to keep up to date on the content. Also, you can't really ever trust that the lecture recordings are going to be perfect. Like you'd expect they would be, and they've gotten definitely better than they were at the start of my degree, but a lot of the times, maybe the audio fails to record, or you can't hear the lecturer, or like they just didn't attach the document camera. They say that everything's recorded and it should be fine, but you can never trust technology. And finally, going to lectures are a great idea because then you get to meet people Wow. Friendship, companionship, relationships. So this is probably like a positive thing, meeting people in your degree. A good thing to do is get to your lecture early before it starts so you can like find a seat and maybe sit next to someone, maybe talk to someone, make a friend, say hey girl hey. So a good thing to do to be able to get to lectures early is find the rooms that your lectures are in and the times and make a nice little timetable, like my timetables that are appearing somewhere here for my first year. So that, yep. Fun timetables. So I wrote down the rooms and I wrote down the times. I made sure to actually find the room as well before the lecture started so that I wasn't lost and late to the lecture. So yeah, I was a little bit silly in uni. I thought it was a big competition for grades. So I kind of just did everything by myself. I didn't want to share anything with anyone. Didn't want to do assignments in like a study group or anything. So I pretty much just like isolated myself because I thought that was the best way to do uni, right? So I didn't have to share anything with anyone and no one could steal my answers to any assignments or anything. But it turns out this is probably not the best way to do uni. So now I've realized that it's actually not a competition and grades don't really even matter. But that's a whole nother video. But yeah, especially not in New Zealand, and especially not in first year. It just doesn't matter. It's just not a competition at all. So by isolating myself, I obviously limited the amount of like connections and friendships that I made, but I also limited the amount of learning. Because a really good way to learn material is actually teach it to other people. So there's like a lot of studies that show that teaching other people like cements the content like in your mind and helps you retain knowledge better. And actually a good predictor of grades is how well you can explain concepts to others. So I was really limiting myself there by doing everything by myself. So yes, definitely a good idea to go to study groups, you know, do assignments with people, bounce ideas off each other. You'll make friends. That's a good thing, probably something you should do. But also you'll learn better and you retain information better. Okay, and the final tip is people are actually there to help you. What a surprise. So you're paying so much money to be there, so you may as well actually use the resources that are there for you, that you're paying for. So go to your lecturer's office hours. These are hours that they list probably on the website somewhere under their name. These are hours that the lecturers say that they're actually going to be in your office, and you can just rock on up and go in and then like ask them questions about stuff, and they have to answer you. They're being paid for this, right? So actually go and use this resource. So go see them in their office hours or just email the lecturers. That's a thing you can do. I didn't really know you could just email them, but you can, and generally they want to help you. I think most of them do. I'm sure some don't really care, but most of them probably want to help. Another great thing to go to is like any tutorials or like optional help desk sessions. If you go to those, very helpful. Firstly, you get to meet other students that are going there, so that could be cool. Maybe make some friends. That's a good thing to do. And you can come to these things with specific questions, and the tutors there are paid to answer these questions. So you can come with very specific questions and they will answer them for you. So you can get all the answers to everything if you just ask. I know I should have gone to more of these things because I'm sure I had questions and I just tried to figure them out by myself when there are tutors being paid to help you. So use that. And a final thing about, you know, asking for help from like tutors or like lecturers or anything, you get to know them. If you know your lecturers and tutors, it's a good thing. Firstly, you can put them down as references if you need to apply to a scholarship, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's that kid that came and talked to me. I know them. I can write them a reference. Secondly, if you know your lecturers and tutors and stuff, who knows, they might be more lenient when it comes to marking. They'll be like, oh yeah, that's chill. This girl knows what she's talking about. Yeah, she's probably right. I'll mark her right. So just ask for help and get to know people that are there being paid to help you. Okay, there you have it. 5 tips that I wish that I had known when I started uni. I've got a whole lot more tips for like starting uni, being at uni, doing things, you know, post-grad. What is that? I would know. I did that. So if anyone's interested in knowing more things, let me know. I can make more videos, just trying to be helpful. And it's actually quite exciting. I can use these textbooks, which have never been used before, but now they're being used as props. So it's at least it gives them some use. So thanks for watching. Very nice of you to join. Nice of you to be here at the end. And good luck for starting uni. It's very exciting. I hope you have a great time. Okay, bye.